The life of a gypsy. The only home Ray Van Horn knows is his trusty RV. He crisscrosses the United States from the streams of Montana to the waters of southern Florida and destinations in between and beyond. It's the life Ray loves. It's the life of a gypsy angler.
Man, we had a couple of extra days to fish and to film. Called Bernie up. Bernie goes, whoa, hey, Rodman Reservoir is drawn down probably to a historic level, and it's on fire. I go, how far is that from here? He goes, that's a couple hours. Go through Gainesville and up around through there. And I go, really? You know what, I haven't been on that place in 30 years. I said, it's good, right? He goes, yeah, pretty much, yeah, it's gonna be great. We went down this long road to the boat ramp. All of a sudden it opens up to this huge area, and it's weird looking. It's surreal. I mean, it's dry and there's trees sticking up everywhere. And oh, by the way, the parking lot has got 50 rigs in it. I'm going, there's a party going on around here. This is really going to be cool. We're not on the moon, although it may look like it. Although I've never been to the moon, so I don't know what that looks like, but it might look like this. We are in Rodman Reservoir, the Ocklawaha River, Bernie?
That's correct, Ocklawaha.
Say that 5 times real fast, bye-bye. Anyway, we're gonna catch some bass and fish out of this little jet drive scooter again. And I'm with Bernie Schultz, who is a elite bass pro. So we should catch 50 or 60 or 100 in about 30 minutes. All there is the barge canal. All the other stuff is dry. The trees are everywhere. It is so cool looking. It looks like the moon, man. It's just cool looking. And I said, all that water's off the flat. All those fish are gonna be in that ditch. That's gonna be some fun stuff. Bernie, they have drawn Rodman down. How many feet?
It's
9, 10?
Close. I'd say 8 feet.
So usually all these trees are usually inundated, full of water.
That's correct. The top of these stumps that you see here is the water line at full pull. And a lot of them are under the water, but that's where the erosion takes place, is right at the surface.
So what this is going to do is consolidate the fish.
That's right. It's just, as the water shrinks, they got to go with it. So
should be fun.
We're in the old Ocklawaha River channel, and this drains basically from the Harris Chain of Lakes and the Silver River, which is, you know, the Silver Springs. People have heard of Silver Springs. Those rivers feed this, and this in turn feeds the St. Johns River. And it's kind of been a big controversy here. I mean, there's people that want to drain this and return it back to its natural habitat before they made the dam. And then there's a whole strong contingency of sportsmen that do not want to see that happen. They want to keep it as a lake. You know, it's been a battle, ongoing battle for years now. You have the Save Rodman group that's trying to protect it, and you have the Florida Defenders of the Environment that are trying to defeat it, to drain it. And depending on which side you are, there's arguments for both sides. The problem I see with it, if you do drain it, you displace a tremendous amount of wildlife. That's the problem.
Well, and I think now that it's here, and you know, the ecosystem is what it is now. So, I mean, if you were gonna start over, you'd probably just leave it alone. But I think being that it's already here, you're gonna be more disruptive probably than good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. There's otters and gators and birds and, you know, incredible numbers of animals that survive on this lake. They need this lake.
I don't know if there's any other place in Florida, maybe the Withlacoochee, that kind of looks a little bit like this, but it's just sensory overload when you see all these trees and all the bird life and everything. And oh, by the way, the bass fishing, oh yeah, pretty good.
There he is. There he is. Nice. Nice. Called that one.
Whoo!
You liked your jig.
Look at that fat little buttercup. Yeah, you did. Bernie, that wasn't too bad.
No, we haven't been fishing long. See how fast he moved off the bank?
Yeah.
I mean, they're up there to feed, and then when they get whatever they're after, they're gone. Like a dog with a bone.
Get back in the ditch.
There ought to be a fish in this wad of stuff right here.
Wonder if he eats a jig.
You missed one.
Good.
There we go. Fat and scrappy.
They are some fat little bass.
Yeah. That fish right there, Ray, is probably less than 2 years old. The recruitment's really strong here, and the fish, you know, they grow quick. Very fertile here.
The Gypsy Angler with Ray Van Horn is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. EVINRUDE E-Tech, 300 hours, no dealer scheduled maintenance. Camp Light Truck Campers, no wood, no rot.
So, you know, this is another cool place for that aluminum boat with the jet drive. I mean, even though a lot of the trees are exposed, there's still a lot of stuff, and you got to be careful when you come over here because we're in the middle of the channel and there's a big tree, okay? You get up close to the bank and you want to fish it right and you parallel the bank, every now and then there's a stump. Well, that aluminum Ranger is pretty cool, man. You don't have to worry about scratching up your big Z520. It just slid over everything. That jet drive, I didn't have to worry about the lower unit and the propeller here either. And you know what? I'm starting to think of a lot of places I could run that rig. You know, that aluminum Ranger and that jet drive's kind of handy.
There he is.
Oh yeah, Bernie. Nice one.
Got one to hit a buzzbait.
That's a nice fish.
Got any more in you? You done? Oh, he's done.
Hey, so we're heading up the barge canal. All of a sudden, Bernie decides to make a right. And I go, where are we going? He said, well, this is the Ocklawaha River. And it's all serpentine. It's got all these points and inside turns. Oh, by the way, I just mentioned two of the best places to fish. So the biggest fish, it seemed like, were on the deeper trees. And that seemed to be the pattern. The cover dictates the presentation.
That's right.
So if you got an edge, you're going to be throwing a buzzbait, a crankbait, then you get all this irregularity, and now you picked up the flipping stick with a heavy punch weight because this is floating hyacinth mats, so it requires a slightly different presentation.
I mean, that pretty much defines bass fishing. There's just a lot of different tools, and you got to be good at all of them.
Now, I've got an elite bass fisherman, a 34-year veteran pro, throwing a buzzbait in front of me. That's like putting a giant vacuum cleaner in front of you. I mean, I don't think he saved me a lot of water, quite honestly. I mean, you know, he's a tournament guy, and they're not used to fishing with another angler in the boat. They got these marshals, so they're up there by themselves. And he's up there dissecting, kaboom! And he's killing them. He's killing them. I'm pitching a jig, trying to mop up. He's killing them. Oh, golly, that was a bass. Look at that strike right there. Bernie.
You'd think that fish was 5 or 6 pounds the way he killed it.
Man. Bit that like it owed him money.
You know, if I'd lost him, I'd have swore he was over 5 pounds.
Still a good one.
Yeah, he's a nice little fish. A lot of satisfaction in catching a fish on a bait that you designed.
That guy designed that bait. I know I've probably talked about his artistic talent, but he's a lure designer, and he designs most of what he uses. Spinner baits, buzz baits, jigs, stuff like that. And that buzz bait, he's gonna have to give me one of those because it worked pretty good. Oh, man, he followed it out and just crushed it. That's a good one, buddy. That's a good one. $3.5 pounds. Nice one.
Getting better. Getting better, Razor. There he is. There he is.
Good one?
Yeah, it's big.
Woo! Let him whoop you, Bernie. Is that on the buzzbait?
Yeah.
Bernie's got that search tool, that buzzbait going out there. And then, you know what? I could have thrown a crankbait or a spinnerbait or a buzzbait, but quite honestly, I'm here for one thing. I'm here for large marge.
There you go, boys.
Nothing wrong with that.
You got both hooks.
4.5, 5 pounds. And in my mind, I know he can get it on the buzzbait too, but there's something about pitching a jig in that heavy cover. I'm not gonna probably get a lot of bites, but I'm probably gonna get a good one.
What do you think there, Razor?
That's a gorgeous bass.
You remember those? You remember what they look like, right?
I do. It's all coming back to me now.
It's been a while, I know, but it's still in you. There you go. Nice. Nice.
There's a lot of controversy right now with this whole Rodman Reservoir thing. There's a group of people over here that would like to see it go back to its old natural self. And then there's a group of people over here saying it's already here. It's an amazing ecosystem. Why would we mess with that?
They're not shy, are they?
That one wouldn't. Little football. So I'm kind of in this camp over here, you know, where, you know, we already got it and it's not broke. I don't think we should try to fix it and put it back to like it was, because I know what an incredible ecosystem and all the wildlife that it houses. So bird life and reptiles and did I mention the bass? It's an unbelievable bass fishery because when they flood that thing, it's just rich with cover. So you know what? There's probably two good arguments there, but I really think that we need to leave it alone. And when you look at this footage and you see how cool that is, and then we imagine the water coming back up 10 feet into all these trees, you gotta be kidding me, man.
The Gypsy Angler with Ray Van Horn is brought to you by St. Croix Rods. Fish now, do everything else later. FRIGID-RIGID Coolers, the last cooler you'll ever buy. Miro Lure, turn on the bite anytime, tie on a Miro Lure. TORKLIFT International, the camper tie down and suspension of Gypsy Angler.
I'll tell you what, I am so blessed. I've got all these tools, you know, I mean, all these different boat configurations, but one constant on all these boats, you'll see Raymarine electronics. And this new side vision that is all the rage, let me tell you something. You spend a few minutes and learn how to use your Raymarine side vision, you can see underneath the water when it goes up on these slopes, these cut banks, and you can actually see on your screen why that area would be so productive. I mean, there's stuff there that you're not gonna see with your naked eye. This water is very tannic, and if all you did was ride around that river and look at your side vision, you're gonna find great places to fish. And I highly recommend you take the time to learn how to do that.
Here, oh, this is a big one. I don't know that it's a bass, but it's big. It might be a gar. That's a bass.
Bass.
It hits strange.
Good looking old bass.
And they're in this little stretch. Look, that's rotund too, buddy. Nice.
All these fish in today's footage failed the Jenny Craig test. They've been eating a lot of donuts. They're little chunks over here, little footballs. And I think I know the reason why. When they hit that bait, they don't want to share it with anybody. They hit it, I mean, like it owes them money. And I got kind of caught up watching Bernie's buzzbait, man, because it's kind of cool. You know, I'd pitch my jig over there and all of a sudden, you know, the whole river just opened up and his buzzbait was gone. All right, now, you know, there's a lot of bass up here. And during the drawdown, it's a catch and release fishery only. And I kind of like that. They're very vulnerable. They're bunched up. They're like ducks in a tub. Now, there's other species that you can collect. We caught mudfish.
There you go. Is that a mudfish?
They're mudfish. Grindle, bowfin, whatever you want to call them, dogfish. And they're a blast. They hit just like a bass. They get real, real big. And then I caught a fish that I haven't caught in probably 30-some years, and that was a chain pickerel.
There he is. There he is. Nice. That's a pike.
I got a pike.
Yeah, you got a pike.
Pickerel.
There he is. That looked like a toothy. Yeah, it's another dang pike. Big one, too.
Caught a couple of them. And, you know, they slam a bait. Just, I mean, you think you got a big bass with one of those, then they jump. You know, so that was kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of like a barracuda in saltwater.
That's about as big as a pickerel gets in this state.
Dude, I don't think I've ever caught one that big in Florida. A Jurassic-looking thing. Come here.
They're cool fish.
Back in the pool. I mean, there's silver sides, there's shad, there's shiners.
Oh yeah, there's golden shiners are the primary forage in here, and there's shad, there's brim, bluegill, stump knockers, crawdads. I mean, it's a healthy habitat.
Oh, by the way, if you wanted to come over, this is a very, very good crappie fishery. And of course, you can keep those. So if I'd have had a little more time, I'd have snuck out there with a Miradine and caught me some of those babies, because they taste pretty good.
Little one. That's the second one I've hooked outside the head. It's weird.
The Gypsy Angler with Ray Van Horn is brought to you by Procure Bait Sense, ruthlessly effective. Blue Point Fabrication. If you can dream it, we can build it. Dick Norris GMC, the preferred truck dealer of the Gypsy Angler. Bob's Machine Shop. Go fast, go shallow, go efficient.
Rodman's it's an attraction for anglers year-round. I mean, a lot of guys come here in the winter, a lot of guys come in the summer. When it's drawn down, though, it's like a bass mecca. Yeah, I mean, it's a magnet. That's right. Guys come from all over.
Well, I mean, everything is, you know, I mean, the whole playing field shrunk down probably, what, 75, 90%, something like that?
Yeah, it's definitely been reduced, and it concentrates the fish, and you know, so the average angler can be rewarded pretty easily out here.
And there's some big fish in here.
There's some tremendous big fish in here. A lot of trophy bass get caught here constantly, not one or two, and you know, it's constant, and doesn't necessarily have to be spring. Here's a fish.
I think they like the crankbait, Bernie. The first cast with the crankbait's a good one. Nice bass.
Choked it too.
Look at that one.
Jump, 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 jump.
Basic TV actor.
Nice one too, Ray.
That is a good one.
Ouch, 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 ouch.
All those hooks in your hand. You like that?
What do you think?
Well, about 3.5, almost 4 pounds.
Yeah.
2 stellar days back to back with an old friend, Bernie Schultz, and you know what? We don't get together enough. I'm going to try to talk him into coming down to Chokoloskee, and maybe we can do a little tarpon fishing. And I'll tell you what, it's a pleasure, because the guy's an unbelievable fisherman. I found that bass fishermen, of course, they throw nothing but hardware. They throw lures and they dissect cover. And when you watch his footage, you'll see this guy dissect this cover. It's amazing. And he does the same thing in saltwater. And oh, by the way, he can cast a fly and he can pole a boat, which is good because he's going to be poling me next time. Well, Bernie, I'll tell you what, man, that was a lot of fun. And how cool the reservoir is looking. I mean, on this drawdown.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. I don't remember it like this. I mean, I was on it, God, it had to be almost 30 years ago, and it didn't look anything like this.
Yeah, there's, you know, we've lost a lot of trees, but as you can see when the water's down, the habitat's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a fish factory, and there's so many fish here. You saw how many bites we had today in a short window. You know, we didn't fish very long today.
Yeah, we only fished about 3 hours.
That's right. So if you spread that out to about 12 hours, it'd be a crazy kind of busy day catching fish.
I'll tell you, man, the Rodman area is definitely on fire, and I'm sure everybody and his cousin is going to be up here fishing, and you probably should be too. Tell you what, fish hard. Remember, you don't get this day back. Neither do you, Bernie. Thanks.
Thank you, Ray. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. It was a blast.
Yes, sir.